Okay, all right, you got me. It's a great find, Nomi. Do you have estimates of the profit potential for new investors today?
Well, the NASDAQ says that this stock could be worth $1 trillion, and I fully agree.
You know, more than ever, and I know you know this, folks are looking for a safe bet, and this certainly sounds like it. So I think I speak for all of us when I say we want the ticker symbol, Nomi. You know, before we got to set today, you said something interesting. You said that you were working with your publisher to give today's viewers an unprecedented 75% discount to access this report. Were you able to do that?
Yes, I was, John, thankfully. But before we get to that, I want to ensure that our viewers are fully prepared for this $40 trillion transfer of wealth in America. So I want everyone to have unrestricted access to a second urgent blueprint that I have finished, and that's called 2 Blockchain Plays Powering the Future of Global Finance. John, I want to let you in on a little secret. So at the recent World Economic Forum at Davos, Switzerland, a total of 300 world leaders, hundreds of global policymakers, government representatives, 1,250 private sector leaders, tech innovators, and the world's most powerful billionaires came together for a secretive meeting. And while their public records show them discussing topics such as clean energy, the metaverse, climate change, consumer lifestyle, drones, and more, there's one topic that stole the show: blockchain.
Really? Because based on what I've seen on the news, I would have thought it was the opposite.
Right. And publicly, these financial elites have all trashed blockchain. The CEO of JP Morgan has been quoted as saying that Bitcoin is worthless. Warren Buffett called it rat poison squared. But guess what? Buffett has now dropped traditional investments like Visa and MasterCard and plowed $1 billion into a bank that uses blockchain and crypto. My point is, while these elites disparage these investments publicly, tricking the masses, they're quietly piling into the technology at the center of it all. The World Economic Forum has just projected blockchain to be an $867 trillion disruption. But you would never hear this from mainstream news places like CNBC or CNN.
Okay, so are you saying that blockchain is the next big investment the wealthy are plowing into that could even be propped up by the Federal Reserve?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Wow.
And now, before the next big wave of wealth forces this sector to surge, I just want readers to have my top 2 small but high upside plays. Seeking Alpha just reported on one of these plays, saying it has great upside potential, listing it as a buy now bargain. BlackRock and Vanguard Group, 2 of the world's biggest money managers, just plowed over $1.4 billion into these 2 blockchain stocks. With both these small stocks in your portfolio, I am confident that this is a strong way to position yourself for that inevitable $867 trillion blockchain wave. Because as you've seen here today, the world is going fully digital. Nothing's going to stop that.
That's right.
And so this is just the best way to position yourself for it.
Well, I'm sure our readers will have comfort knowing they're positioned on an unstoppable trend right alongside the wealthy elite early on. So definitely want to thank you for that, Nomi. So here's my next question. How can viewers grab these blueprints right now?
Well, just before our viewers get access to these reports, I do want to make sure that they also have full uncensored access to my newest video series, because it's really important, John. And it's called the New American Era Masterclass.
Wait, video masterclass. What is this all about?
I'm going to break down some of the key mysteries of the financial system, our economy, our government's private actions, even where markets are headed next. All the stuff that we just didn't have time to cover today, and some of our readers' most requested questions. Topics like why I don't believe interest rates to be a good indicator of where the markets are moving, and the #1 market indicator that I follow. I'm also going to cover the top 5 sectors quietly transforming the world right now, and how you can get in before the masses. Or the true facts on the future of America's social security system, and if I see the money increasing, decreasing, or going bankrupt in the years to come. And just a whole lot more.
Okay, that is a whole lot. So let's recap here. Today's viewers at a 75% discount will get access to the #1 stock for America's new era, how to collect a 500% return as history's biggest wealth shift dominates the nation, 2 blockchain plays powering the future of global finance, and the New American Era. It's a masterclass, and that's all for free.
Yeah, it is, but it is critical that you get started today, right now. As you've discovered today, the game has been rigged for decades. And there's a final transfer of wealth being pushed from the lower and middle class to the rich. So again, there are two choices: become the new rich or become the new poor. There's just nothing in between. John, this is why I wanted to make sure everyone could get 75% off my newest monthly newsletter that's going to guide everyday Americans for years to come. It's called Distortion Report. Every month, readers will get my #1 recommendation to not only keep their wealth protected from market distortions, but also to walk away with new wealth. But I will update you on all of our investment recommendations: where to enter, where to take profits, what to hold, and what's next. I'll also continuously update you on everything that happens in the shadows of our financial system and what to do to end up on the right side of it all. And you'll of course get access to all my new special reports, like Going Wireless, the future of EVs, the electric car myth, the hidden key to unlocking 23 times profits in EV, and 5 themes to help you prosper in a troubled new era.
The financial recommendations of one of the leading economic advisors in the world. I mean, Nomi, you've personally met with the leaders of the Federal Reserve, the World Bank, IMF. You left behind $1 million salary at Goldman Sachs, and that's no joke.
I do appreciate the compliment, John. Thank you. But I also understand that first impressions are everything. I'm going to take it one step further, John, because I want my new members to have everything they need to become one of the new rich in America. So for the next few minutes, you're going to get access to what I call Bank to the Future, the virtually unknown firm transforming the $11 trillion global payments industry in the next 12 months. This new global digital banking revolution is simply too powerful to ignore. And I want readers to have another investment to profit from this entire unstoppable revolution. If you're sick and tired of knowing the wealthy and elite are monitoring and secretly attempting to run every aspect of your life, then you are going to love this new investment. This stock has the technology, programming, and the connections to achieve becoming a global leader as a digital payment system, handling transactions from almost every currency in the world.
An $11 trillion opportunity that this stock could take over in the next 12 months?
Yes, that's exactly what my research indicates, John.
You know what, Nomi, I want to take a moment to thank you for your time today. It's been so enlightening. You're so smart, and I really feel like I know a lot more about what's quietly happening in America. But before we sign off, is there anything else you want to say? You want to get the last word?
Yeah, thank you. So we are witnessing an unprecedented time in America. Folks will soon experience a level of financial insecurity and a suffocation of freedoms that are bigger than the crisis of 1987, 2000, 2008, and 2020 combined. Months from now, we may look back to this moment as the end of the middle class. Stephen Roach, former chairman at Morgan Stanley and Yale professor, says U.S. living standards are about to be squeezed as never before. Newsweek says this will be the end of American freedom, and HuffPost says this is making the rich richer and leaving you behind. But now that you have the exclusive knowledge that we discussed today, you have the power to change it all around in your favor, all with just a few simple investments to start. For one, I want to make sure everyone owns a small stake in Bitcoin. Now, before anyone goes jumping out of their seats, yes, I understand we have hit a recent price correction in Bitcoin. But that's what makes this such a great starting investment, because we're in what may be the best buying opportunity that we've ever seen since its first bull market in 2017.
But why Bitcoin, Nomi? I mean, that seems, I don't know, obvious.
Well, John, as we spoke about today, the digital version of the dollar is operated by the US government and the Fed. And the Fed can print endless amounts of this fiat money. And now with central bank digital currencies, it's a power move for more control. It's another way for the middle class to get robbed. And on the other hand, Bitcoin is untouchable. Bitcoin lets you opt out of that centralized control. There's a maximum of 21 million Bitcoin in supply, and it can't be printed and manipulated like the US dollar can. And as the Fed continues to feed the rich, Bitcoin adoption will only continue to explode. Bitcoin has already created as many as 100,000 new millionaires, and now it's at its cheapest price in years. And it's only going to increase over time to new highs. This is going to be a defining moment in your life. And now for one small payment of $49, you'll be armed with all of my decades of expertise and recommendations to flip the table on this rig game. I do hope to see you all on the inside of Distortion Report. And John, thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome, and we're definitely going to talk again soon.
Good. I am looking forward to that. Everything was very well said, Naomi, and thanks to you as well.
Thank you.